Hi there gang, welcome to Warhammer Conquest issue number 32. Today we have got the Apothecary, which looks like probably quite a challenging model to put together today. Lots and lots of parts, the most parts easily we've had for a single model, and as you can see he's quite a complex looking character, so I'm looking forward to putting this together. Also, what we're going to do today is, you can see that there's two different options for a head to go on there. So today we're going to do our first bit of magnet work. We've got some tiny magnets here, and we're going to have it so as we can replace the heads for whatever we need to do, but we'll get into that in a minute. First of all, let's have a wander through the magazine. Okay, in this issue you've received one of the most important Space Marines heroes in this issue, the Primaris Apothecary. Apothecaries are both battlefield medics and genetic scientists. They create new Space Marines and gather gene seed that is used in this process. Without Apothecaries, a Space Marine chapter would slowly die, unable to replace its losses. This model has lots of amazing detail, so it may look a little intimidating to build and paint. Don't worry, we have detailed guides to walk you through. Happy hobbying. Okay, what have we got today? Apothecaries. Discover this incredibly important Space Marine hero. Primaris Apothecary war gear. Learn about the tools and weapons of the Apothecaries. In the depths of the Hive, a Deathwatch kill team battles a vile gene stealer cult. Then we've got how to put our dude together, how to paint it. Then we've got rules mission number 16, which is Honour Thy Fallen. An Apothecary and Blightspawn race to capture gene seed. And then we've got our data sheet for the Apothecary. So that's good. Okay, so in Space Marine Heroes number 7, the Apothecaries. Apothecaries are amongst the most honoured and respected Space Marines in any chapter. They are supreme battlefield medics and safeguard their chapter's gene seed. They collect, store and grow new gene seed organs to create new Space Marines. Without Apothecaries, a chapter would have no future. Okay, so that's good. So more and more stuff. You can see some of the Apothecaries there, working on what appears to be a Space Marine. Okay, so the war gear. Surgical servo arms that come out of the pack on the back. Medical light, canopic jars, whatever they are. Absolver bolt pistol, and narthekium, whatever that is, on the wrist. Okay, war gear data file. So that basically goes through all those things that were just on the other page there. Okay, the depths of the Hive. I'll give you a little bit of information for what we've got here. So this is battles number 17. In the depths of a Hive city, a Deathwatch kill team battles the corrupt servants of a gene stealer cult. Mutant gene stealer hybrids swarm from below, attacking the intruders with tooth and claw. As the fighting escalates, Primaris Apothecary Rosso is called upon to keep his brothers in the fight long enough to complete their mission. So he's obviously there supplying some backup and healing those guys. So that's good. Then we've got our how to build. Then we've got our how to paint. Okay, rules mission number 16, Honour Thy Fallen. The dead lay across the shattered streets in a loose blanket of mangled armour and twisted limbs. The bodies of the plague marines were bloated, giving off a foul stench that filtered through the city. Nice. Apothecary Aurelius surveyed the site, his intercessor bodyguard at his side. Their weapons were trained on the road ahead, watching for movement amongst the rubble. Okay, so that's good. So, what have we got to do here then? So, we've got 5 Plague Marines, 12 Poxwalkers, the Foul Blightspawn and the Biologous Putrefier up against 5 Intercessors, Calcius, 5 Reavers and the Apothecary. So that's a good little match up there. At the end of the enemy turn, the Apothecary or Putrefier can collect an objective marker in base contact. They cannot collect an objective if they fell back in this battle round or are within 1 1 inch of an enemy. Each objective removed is worth 3 victory points. Objectives in play at the end of the game are controlled by the player with the most models within 3 inches of them and are worth 2 victory points. The game lasts for 5 battle rounds. Okay, then we've got our Apothecary Datasheet. Movement 6, weapon skill and a ballistic skill are both 3 up. Leadership of 9, that's quite good. Save is 3 up. So all that is good. He does 2 damage with his reductor pistol, and he's got armor piercing -3. That's quite hefty. That's good. Very, very good. Right. But he only has a 3-inch range on it. Okay. Okay, so that's good. And then, so, your next conquest. Okay, so next week we've got some more terrain. These are just cover terrain. These pipes, what they're called, I think they're galvanic something or another, but they look pretty good. And then the following week we've got malignant plague casters, 3 of those, so that looks like a really, really good one. I'm going to learn about witch rules then as well. So that's good. Decent magazine this week, so that's pretty good. Very nice, and I love this mini. This is, I seem to say it all the time, but this is my favourite one so far. So what we're going to do today, we've got 2 options of heads. So we have got one with a helmet on it, and we have got one to standard. So what we're going to do is going to use our hobby drill to make some tiny holes in the base of the heads and in the in the neck of the model, and we're going to glue in some of these teeny tiny magnets. So these tiny magnets are 1 mil by 2 mil, and that is going to keep our heads in place so we can swap them whenever we want. But first of all, let's make the rest of the model up. Okay, so that's it mostly assembled. But before I put this piece on, which is the backpack thing, and before I put the weapons on, we've actually been given a choice of weapons, so I'm going to make those optional as well. We're going to have a look at our almost completed model, and as you can see, we've got 2 different heads available. Now on this model we've got, I don't know if you can see that, but you've got the little hole in there that the end of this goes into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip the end off of there, and I'm just going to glue it in place and wait for it to dry. So then it will be, so then we'll be able to drill it, so we can get a little magnet in there. Well, let's drill the little holes that we need. What we can do is, before we do any gluing, we can just, there's, you might not be able to see that, but there's probably about 50 little magnets on there. We can just check to see if the depth is correct, which it is. Now, when we're gluing this, we need to use super glue, because our typical Citadel plastic glue won't take. So there we go. Our little magnet is recessed in there nice. So we'll leave that to dry, but in the meantime we're going to magnetise our weapons as well, so as we can swap them also. Okay, so our Apothecary is now complete. So with the human head, he looks like that, and with the helmet he looks like that. Very good. So I've also magnetised the guns, which haven't turned out quite so well, but there he is with his standard pistol, And there he is with his, I think that's some sort of medical equipment. So that doesn't look great, but it will look a lot better once it's painted. So there you go, that is the Primaris Apothecary. We did have a few little bits left over. Let's have a look to see what's left on the sprue. A few different options for the stuff that's on his backpack. A couple of little options for that. So keep all that stuff. You never know when you'll need it again. But there we go. So that was issue number 32. And I have to say, I quite enjoyed that one. I think it's pretty good. I'm loving this miniature. And in fact, before we do anything else, let's have a look at the base of the miniature. It's very cool. It's almost like he's stepping on a dead colleague. You can see it a little bit better on the magazine there. But there you go. Yeah, I really like the miniature. And the issue in general was pretty good. So join me again next week. We'll take a look at its terrain. Unfortunately, I haven't sourced the second copy of this issue yet because my newsagent couldn't get one. But I will be on the search for one, and if I manage to get one, I'll do a competition for it. But thanks very much. As usual, if you enjoyed this, let me know, and if you didn't, let me know why. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.